All right. Good morning, guys. And can you please check it what we completed in the last session? I think so. We completed Java features. After that Java features, we started Java programming format. Java programming format we started there. All right, sir. What exactly the Java programming format we are having? If we observe that, answer is very clear. To prepare any basic Java application, to prepare any fundamental Java application, to prepare, we need to follow a structure. What was the structure here we have to follow? Already we have some diagram. Then what was the diagram there actually? Right, sir. The diagram is what? First one is comment section. Next one is what? Package section. Next one is import section. Next one is classes or interfaces section. And after that, what is that last one here? No, main class section. All of you observe carefully. Main class section. These many sections are available. Out of all these sections, which sections are optional and which sections are mandatory? Right, sir. Except main class section, everything is optional. Except main class section, everything is optional. Okay, fine. Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section are what? Optional. Okay, fine. Next one is after that, after completion of this particular one, then what I given information there in the last session. After that, next one is comment section. What is the purpose of this comment section? I given information. Can you tell me, guys, what is the purpose of the comment section? Any idea? What is the purpose of the comment section there? Right, sir. So in Java application development, all of you observe carefully. In Java application development, it is convention to provide some description. It is convention to provide some description about the application before starting code, before starting implementation or before starting code. All right, sir. It includes, what is the description includes actually? What exactly the description it includes actually? It includes author name. Then after that, what next one here? Version of that implementation. Next one is since in the sense from which date onward this implementation was started, and so on and so on and so on. All the details might be provided clearly. All the details have been provided. Right, sir. Good. Next one is what? To provide this description. To provide this description. To provide description, we have to use what? We have to use comment section. Am I right or not? We have to use what? Comment section. That's the purpose of like what? No, comment section. That's okay. Then after that, what next one here we are providing there? Inside this comment section, how many types of comments here we are able to use? Now tell me. Three types of comments here we are able to use. What are the three types of comments here we are able to use there? Single line comment, multi-line comment, documentation comment. That already we understood clearly. How many types of comments here we are able to use there? Three types of comments here we are able to use. Right, sir. Now here, three types of comments here we are using. That means there are three types of comments. What are the three types of comments here? Already given that. First one is like what? No, single line comment. Single line comment. And second one is multi-line comment. And the third one is what? What about this third one here? No, documentation comment. Documentation comment. They are the overall three types of comments here we are having. Now try to recognize this. Okay, fine. Then immediately we started with like what? No, single line comment already we started. What exact information I given about the single line comment here? Now observe carefully. What was that information I provided here about the single line comment here? It allows the description in a single line. It allows the total description in a single line. That's the meaning of like what? No, single line comment. Okay, fine. What is the syntax for the single line comment here? Two forward slashes, then what next one here? No, description. Two forward slashes, then description. That is like what? No, single line comment. What we are having. That's okay, fine. Next one is what? After that, after completion of this, what next one here after that? Multi-line comment. Or before that, I given one example for single line comment. What was that example here I given for single line comment here? Just two forward slashes here we provided. Right, two forward slashes. Just I have taken one class. What is that class here? I have taken class calculator. Calculator. For example, I have taken class here. Inside this class calculator, void add method I have taken. Inside this calculator, void add method I have taken. Okay, fine. I want to give some description about this particular class in a single line. I want to give some description about this particular class in a single line. That's my requirement. To provide description about this particular class in a single line, there we have to use single line comment. To forward slashes I given, then where I given some description. What was the description here I have given there? It performs all basic mathematical operations or mathematical calculations. The description here I provided, just a single line. I want to give the total description. Observe carefully. Then after that, after completion of this, example is okay, everything is okay, fine. Then what next one here? Second one I given there, multi-line comment here I provided. What is this multi-line comment actually? It allows the description, the complete description in more than one line. We can provide the total description in more than one line. Right, sir? It allows the total description in more than one line. It allows the description in more than one line. That's okay. Then what is the syntax of this particular one? Can observe carefully. Slash star and the lines of description we can provide. Then at the end star slash. Slash star lines of description and star slash. Next one example also we are given there. Right, this is one way we can utilize there. Then otherwise I want to go for some other example also. Not only this. Yeah, this is okay. Then later I will talk about this documentations and all. Now here, what I want to provide the information here, just we can use like what now, multi-line comment. Here I want to provide some description. What was the description here I want to provide there? Right, sir. It performs description. First of all, description. It performs addition operation over two integer values. The description here I provided. This is one line. Next line I want to provide. Next line, what I want to provide here, this is one line description here I provided there. Next line, it will be used in a calculator kind of applications. Some information, calculator kind of applications. That's okay. That is one thing here I provided. Next, one more line I want to provide. What is that one more line here I want to provide here? Some description. It required two integer values as a parameter. Something else. I want to give some description about this particular method in more than one line. That's my intention here. So in that situation here, we are able to use like what now? Multi-line comment here we are able to use. That's okay, fine. Int add int fl comma int sval, return fl plus sval. Then after that, then what is the third one, sir? Now tell me after this, what is the third one here? Documentation comment. The third one is what now? Documentation comment. This one here we have to use clearly. What exactly the meaning of documentation comment? Here we have to use that clearly. What is this documentation comment? What is this documentation comment actually? Listen carefully. This documentation comment can be used to prepare. That means by using this documentation comment, we are able to provide the description in more than one page. We are able to provide the description in more than one page. Understand what I'm telling to you? So documentation comments are used to provide description in more than one page. Understand it clearly. Right, sir. It allows the complete description in more than one page. It allows the complete description in more than one page. It allows the description in more than one page. Okay, this is one point. Next one is where we are able to use this documentation comment. And before that, what is the syntax of this documentation comment? Syntax of this documentation comment would be slash star star. Then ending point is what? Star slash. But in the middle, what we have to provide there? we have to provide some description, but every line of the description must start with a star. Every line of the description must start with what? Star. Now here we can provide like what? No, description, star, description. We can provide lines of description here. We can provide. Even if you want to give some empty line, no data is available, just only empty line I want to provide. There also we should provide with what? No, star. Answer my point here. Star we can provide, and so on 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 and so on. You can observe this clearly, and so on and so on and so on. Then finally we have to end with a star slash. This is what exactly the syntax of like what? No, documentation comment. Sir, all of you are following or not? What exactly the documentation comment? Actually, it allows the complete description in more than one page, more than one line or more than one page. Both are same, but it is not bounded, right? So, right, what is the syntax of this particular documentation comment? Slash double star. Slash double star indicates what? Documentation comment. Ending symbol is what? Star slash. Then, but what is the condition here? Every line must start with what? Every line must start with what? Star. Every line must start with the star. This is what exactly the syntax of like what? No, documentation comment. Right, sir. Now I want to take an example here. Previously I shown one example. What was that example here? Okay, fine. Here abc.java might be. Before that, account.java. Here I want to take, for example, account.java that I have taken. This is my account page. Observe carefully. Inside this account page, I want to provide some members. Some members here I want to provide. What members here in general we are able to provide there? We can observe this clearly. String account number. Am I right or not? Then what next one? You know, string account holder name. String account holder name. Next one is after this account holder name. Then what next one? You know, string account type. Next one is what? Long, then account balance. Of course, we are able to use that account balance either in the form of long, or we can go for like what? Not double, either float or double. Double in general we are able to use. Why? Because some fraction values also here we have to specify something else. Okay, fine. Anything, it's not matter here. Then apart from these, after completion of this, after completion of some few more variables, we are going to have some methods. We need to create an account or not? Come on guys, we have to answer for it. We have to create account or not? Then how we are able to create account? No, for that purpose I will go for void create account method. Observe carefully. In Java programming, data will be represented in the form of variables, but actions, some work or actions, that would be represented in the form of what? Methods. Methods are used to represent actions, but the data will be provided in the form of like what? No, variables. Observe carefully. So now create account. This is one method. There we are able to provide some implementation. It can be used to create an account. Now similarly, what next one here we are able to provide void after creating account. I want to update the account in some situations. I need to update the account details. For example, initially I created some account with some X details. After 1 year of time, my permanent address was changed. My permanent address was changed. After 1 year of time, my permanent address was changed. Are you getting my point or not? When my permanent address was changed, I have to give that updation in my bank account. I have to give that I have to give that updations in my bank account. Why? Because if we give such type of details in our bank account, that bank people will give the notices or maybe some notifications to the specified address only. So because of that reason, I have to update my account details in the bank. So there I need to go for like what? No, void update account. Void what next one? Update account. Something else here I provided. Some implementation part here we can use. Like this, another one. At the end of the story, I don't want to continue with that bank. I want to terminate my account. I want to drop my account. So here what we have to do there? Void delete account. Something else here I'm able to write. All these are actions. To delete account, here we are able to write some implementation part here. Here we are able to write like some implementation. So now try to observe this clearly. Add again account.java, class account, string account number, string account holder name, string account type. Then what next one here? Double account balance and so on. And some methods I declared. What are the various methods I declared here? That methods would be like what? No, create account, update account, delete account. Like this here we provided some methods. That everything is okay, fine. Now I want to provide some documentation about our particular Java program. I want to prepare documentation about our particular Java program, right? In general, while preparing documentation in our Java program, of course, we can write the documentation in more than one page, or within the page also we can provide the documentation by using documentation comments. What is the advantage by specifying documentation comment? Later, I will give one example. Through that, I'm explaining to you. Might be today maximum, but try to understand it clearly. Now, here what I'm telling there, slash star star. Then ending point is what? No, star slash. Now, previously I said to you, before starting implementation, we have to provide our own data or not? We have to provide some description or not? Now we can provide by using documentation comments, we can provide the description. Previously in multi-line comment also same example I given. Yes, of course we can use that multi-line comment with the description, the same kind of description. By using this, by using the documentation comments also we can provide what? The same description here we are able to provide. Are get my point or not? Previously in the previous example I said to you, the same multi-line comment I given with the same description. But now also I'm telling there, we can provide the same description even by using what? Even by using documentation comment also. Even by using documentation comment also we can provide that. Then immediately we may get a question. Sir, what is the difference between providing description with a multi-line comment and providing description with a multi-line comment, providing description with a documentation comment? Then what is the difference? You may have this type of question. Then I will give clarity on this. But first of all, let me complete one more topic. After that, I will go over this particular difference. After that, I will go over particular point here. Are get my point or not clearly? Right, sir. Now let me talk about like what? No, the documentation. That means multi-line. That means documentation comment here. Let me talk. What exactly this documentation comment here we have to observe carefully. Now here we have to provide at the rate other. Here we have to specify. Right, sir. Who is this other actually? At the rate other in the sense of something else. Here we can use like what? No, some name. Who is implementing that program? That other name here we have to provide. That means developer name here we have to write. What we have to write there? Developer name here we have to write. That's okay, fine. Next one is after that at the rate version. At the rate version. That means version in the sense some n number of opinions are available about this version. But one of the thing is what? First time I'm writing the code. Version is 1.0. And the same code after writing the code, first time when I update the code, first time, now the version is 1.1. When I update the code second time, 1.2. When I update third time, 1.3. If we have major changes in our implementation part, then we can start with the 2.0, again 2.1, 2.2. Like this version number we are able to increase. That means by seeing that version number, we can understand how many attempts the developer has done to modify the code. How many attempts the developer has taken to modify this particular code? That information here we are able to get. So now this is like what? No, 1.0 here I'm telling there. 1.1 or 1.0, that anything here we can use. Then after that, at the rate after this version, since that means since from which place onwards, from which date onwards, we are implementing this particular one. Since here we have to specify like what? No, from which date onwards we started this implementation part. The date format, the date information here we can provide. Something else like what I'm telling there. All right, sir. Now here we can observe this clearly. Something else like this here we are able to provide some information, whatever it may be now. From which date onwards we started this implementation, where we started this implementation. Like this, we are able to provide so many things. So many things like what? No, at the rate exceptions or at the rate throws or at the rate like what? No, link at the rate n number of options are available, but not mandatory to know all these things here. Why? Because this is waste of time only discussing about all this at the rate symbol and some content here, not required at present here. But basic overview is sufficient, basic intention is sufficient. Why? Because we are not going to use this kind of approach to prepare API documentations. Actually, we have some inbuilt tools to prepare API documentation, but awareness point of view, I'm giving this documentation comment anyway. Right. Anyway, my required information as of now is what? What exactly this API documentation? If you want to provide a description in more than one page, there we are able to use like what? No, documentation comments. Good. What is the syntax of this documentation comment? Slash star star. Then ending symbol is what? Star slash. Then how we are able to provide the description? Every line must start with what? Every line must start with the star. Every line must start with the star. Star lines here we have to provide. That's okay, good. That is one thing. Then apart from that, then what next one here? After completion of this particular one here, we can provide our implementation part, we can provide our coding part, and everything here we are able to do. That's okay, fine. Next one is after that, where we are able to use this documentation comment. Where we are able to utilize this documentation comment. This is my point. Exactly where we are able to utilize this documentation comment. I'll give some example to you or try to understand it. No, everybody has to understand this point here. Where we are able to use this documentation comment. Answer is very clear. Right, sir. In general, listen, guys. All of you listen carefully. In general, we will use documentation comments to prepare API documentations. You have to understand the word. Where we are able to use this documentation comments now, tell me. To prepare what? To prepare API documentations. To prepare what? API documentations. Good. Immediately we are getting a question. Sir, I understood your intention of documentation comments. Documentation comments are used to prepare API documentations. First of all, tell me, what is this API documentation? What is this API documentation? Any idea? API documentation. What is this API documentation? API documentation is an HTML file, or I can specify either we can specify it as an HTML file or a text file. API documentation is a documentation. Documentation in the sense maybe a text file, maybe like what? No, HTML file. Then what next one here? Apart from this, or even that XML file also we can understand it, or an XML file. Anything, it may be any document, or maybe a doc file, or docx file. Anything, any document, a text document or notepad, or maybe text document, or maybe doc file, or maybe anything. It may be anything. What it able to do, guys? Now tell me. It includes the complete description, about our program, about our application, the complete description about our application, including classes. As all of you observe this clearly, in our program, what things are available? Classes. Then what next one here? Interfaces. Next one is like what now? Variables. Next one is like what now? Methods. Next one is like what now? Methods and variables, constructors, and so on and so on and so on. Right, sir. API documentation is an HTML file, or maybe a text file, or an XML file, or a doc file, or docx file, whatever it may be. It may be anything, but it includes the complete description. It includes the complete description about our programming elements. It includes the complete description about our programming elements. What are these programming elements actually? Like variables, or methods, or maybe classes, or interfaces, or constructors, anything. It may be anything. It includes the complete description about our classes, or maybe abstract classes, or interfaces, or variables, or methods. Whatever the programming elements you are writing about that programming element, the complete description would be provided in a document. The document is called as like what now? API. Right, sir. So where we are now, actually what we are discussing now, documentation comments here we are discussing. Now tell me, guys, what exactly the meaning of API documentation? Any idea? What is this API documentation? Now tell me. What is this API documentation? Right, sir. I already given that. API documentation is a document. It may be a text file, or it may be notepad, or it may be an HTML file, it may be an XML file, or it may be a doc file, or it may be a PDF file, whatever it may be. It will provide the complete description about our programming elements which we have used in our program. It will provide the complete description about the programming elements which we have used in our program. What are these programming elements actually? What are these programming elements? Like variables, methods, classes, abstract classes, interfaces, and so on and so on and so on. All these things are like what? No, programming elements. Yes, sir, got it or not? Right, sir. That's okay, fine. Next one is after that, after understanding this point here, listen carefully. One small topic here I'm trying to introduce. Now try to understand it now. API documentation here we understood. That's okay, fine. Okay, good. But preparing API documentation manually is a little bit toughest part. That means it's the toughest part. Preparing API documentation manually is not worked out. Why? Because it may take a lot of time. See, for example, if I take a Java application, how many classes I'm going to include inside this Java application? Now tell me, guys. How many classes I'm able to include inside the Java application? Do you have any clarity like one class or two class or three class? No. So many classes we are able to write. How many variables I'm able to write inside my Java application? So many variables and methods here I'm able to write. Getting my point or not? So many variables and so many lot of classes and lot of plenty of classes and variables and methods interfaces we are able to write in our program. But about each and every class and about each and every variable, preparing API documentation is the toughest part or not? That's my point here. So 100 number of classes I've written. Each class contains 100 variables and 100 methods. How I'm going to write this API documentation manually about each and every variable and about each and every class now? Is it a simple one or toughest one? Definitely it is the toughest one here. Answer my point here. So because of that reason, to simplify the API documentation preparation, to simplify the API documentation creation, to simplify the API documentation preparation, Java has given a separate tool to create a API documentation in a simplified way. Java has given a separate tool. What was the tool that was provided by Java? The tool is what? No, Java Doc tool. What is the name of that particular tool here? Java Doc tool. Come on, guys, you have to answer for my question. What is the purpose of this Java Doc? To prepare API documentation in a simple way. To prepare API documentation in a simplified way, we have a separate tool. What is the tool? Java Doc tool. Observe carefully. To prepare API documentation, in the form of HTML file. What is this? No, in the form of HTML file in a simplified way. In a simplified way, we have to use a separate tool. We have to use a separate tool like what? No, Java Doc. What is this tool name, sir? Java Doc is a tool which is the internal part of the Java. Answer my point here. It was provided by Java by default. When we install Java software in our system, automatically that tool will come. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Right, sir. To prepare API documentation in the form of HTML files in a simplified way, we have to use a separate tool like a separate internal tool. I'm telling you, it's a separate internal tool like what? No, Java Doc. Java Doc. Right, sir. That's it. Then what is the point I'm telling there? How we are able to get the Java Doc tool? When we install Java software in our system, automatically Java Doc tool will come to you. When we install Java software, automatically Java Doc tool will come to your system so that we can utilize this. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Okay, sir. Good. Up to now here we understood clearly. What is the purpose of API documentation? Or what is the purpose of a documentation comment? It is a comment, one of the comment. It includes the description in more than one page, where we are able to use documentation comments now to prepare API documentations. What is API documentation? API documentation is a document. It may be HTML file, or it may be HTML file, or it may be a PDF file, or maybe a document, or anything. It may be any document which will provide the complete description about our programming elements. The complete description about our what? No, programming elements. That's it. This is what exactly the meaning of like what? No, API documentation. How it is possible to prepare API documentation? In two ways we can prepare API documentation. One is manually, another one is what? automatically, manually or automatically. Right? Manual is what? Manual in the sense we have to prepare the API documentation explicitly. It is not at all possible. Why? Because in a single application, we are able to use so many classes and so many methods and so many variables. Number of programming elements will be more in our applications. So manual creation of the documentation in the sense it is a somewhat difficult for us. So what is the solution for it now? Solution would be right to simplify the API documentation preparation. Java has given a separated tool. To simplify API documentation preparation, Java has given a separated tool. What is the name of that separated tool, guys? Now tell me. Java doc. What is that separate tool here? Java doc. That is a separate tool here. We can understand. All right, sir. That's okay, fine. But now tell me, sir, how we are able to use Java doc tool to prepare API documentation? That's my question. I want to use Java doc. I understood what is the purpose of Java doc. To simplify the API documentation creation, we are able to use Java doc tool. That's okay. That I understood. Tell me an example how I'm going to prepare API documentation with Java doc tool. Or before going to prepare your own documentation, your own API documentation, do you have any existed example for API documentation? Do you have any existed example for API documentation? What Java doc is going to prepare? Do you have any example, existed example? Or else you can prepare a program, further program, prepare API documentation by using Java doc tool. Are you ready for that? You understood my question clearly. What I'm telling there, two things here we have to show. One is show one existed API documentation. I want to see that. And the second thing is what? Prepare a Java program by using Java doc tool. Prepare API documentation for the Java program. That is second one. These two things here we have to do now. Yes, I will show that information clearly. I will show that information clearly. Now try to recognize this clearly. I want to show API documentation, existed API documentation. What exactly this existed API documentation, guys? Everybody has to respond for me. Java is a programming language, right? No response. Java is a programming language. Good. In Java, predefined libraries existed or not? In Java, predefined libraries existed or not? Come on. Predefined library is existed. In Java, predefined library is existed. That's okay, nice. When a predefined library is existed, now tell me, predefined library is a set of classes and interfaces or not? Set of classes and interfaces or not? These are already defined by Java people, not by me. Okay, these are the predefined classes and interfaces now. If you want to know information about these classes and interfaces, we need some API documentation or not? Come on, already the predefined classes and interfaces are existed. I want to know the information about these classes and interfaces. If you want to know the information about these classes and interfaces, no, I need that API documentation or not? That means already that API documentation must be provided by Java people or not? Already that API documentation for Java predefined library must be provided by Java people or not? Who are the Java people? Sun Microsystem or not? Sun Microsystem or Oracle Corporation, whatever it may be, the Java vendor has to provide that API documentation for Java predefined library or not? Yes. Now I want to open that and I want to show how API documents are going to be available for us. Now let's see this particular part here. That API documentation was provided by Java. API documentation was provided by Java in API documentation was provided by Java in internet. That means in website they are providing. I'll show that. I will open it and I will show that particular one here. Try to recognize this. I'll show this anyway. Now just Google it. Not required to go for anything. Just Google it. What I'm telling there. Now for example, I want to open the Java API for Java 8 API documentation. Of course, anything here we can go for Java 8 API documentation. Now let me click on enter button. Right, sir. Java 8 API documentation. Right. All of you observe this clearly. What I'm telling you, Java API documentation. You can see this. Here, how many parts are existed, guys? Now I will explain these things. How many parts are existed here? No, 3 parts are existed. This part, that means exactly this part is what? Packages part. This part is what? Packages. Package in the sense collection of classes and interfaces. Then inside this package, which classes and interface are available, these things are existed here. The second part. These are like what now? All classes and interfaces and abstract classes. This one is what? Information about a particular class, information about a particular interface. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? So this is what packages. These are the classes. Inside this package, which class and interface are available. If you select a particular class or interface, no, what is there inside this class or interface with the description that everything is existed here now. Now let us select one thing here. Now observe carefully. Let us select one package here. Now let me check for the package. Now what is our noun package here? We can observe this clearly. Java.lang is a well-known package. All fundamental classes are available in the java.lang package. Yes, sir. Got my point or not? Java.lang is a package I want to select. From where I'm going to select this package now? In a packages spot. In a packages spot, I'm selecting it. Java.lang. When I select java.lang, immediately inside the java.lang, what are the classes and interfaces are existed? All classes and interfaces are available in the next bottom part, in a bottom frame. After this, these are the interfaces and these are the classes. We know already one class, very well-known class in a java.lang package. That a well-known class is what? A string class is available. String, I think everybody might be aware about it. Am I right or not? String class is existed here. Now here, just scroll down. There we are able to get a string. Here string class is exist or not? Here string is a class is available or not? Here this is a string. Of course, now try to recognize it. String class is existed here. Now if we click on the string class now, if we click on the string class now, automatically here we are getting the total information about our string class. The total information about like what no string class here we are getting. Observe carefully. Class string, then implemented classes interfaces are okay. Some information here we are getting there. The string class represents a character strings. All string literals in Java programs such as ABC, double quotation are implemented as an instance of this class. Okay. Strings are constant. Strings are constant. Their values cannot be changed after they are created. Some information here. Some details are provided clearly. Right, sir. We can observe this clearly. All these details. From which version it is available here now? Since 1.0 it is existed here. Then like sir, now variables inside the string class, what exactly the variables are available? They are called as a fields. They are called as like what now? Fields. All these variables are existed here. Okay. String case insensitive order. This is a variable name. Then what about this modifier static? Right, so some description here. Constructors are available. If you want to create any object, definitely construct is required. In a string class, so many constructors are available. What are these constructors actually? Zero argument constructor, byte array parameterized constructor, and a few more constructors are available here. Number of constructors are existed here. So many constructors are available. After constructors, what next one you know? Method summary, methods information. Now tell me, in a string class, variables are available, methods are available, constructors are available. Variables we have seen, constructors information we have seen. Then what next one here we are seeing there? Methods information is available. All methods. In methods also different types of methods are existed. What are the different types of methods? You know, all static methods, instance methods. Then what next one? Concrete methods, deprecated methods. Deprecated methods are nothing but what? Outdated methods. Deprecated methods are what? Outdated methods. Understand my point clearly? Then after that, after completion of this, what next one here? Right, sir. Carry at code point before, code point count, compare to method, compare to ignore case method, concat method. I think you well aware about this particular method, concat method. What is the purpose of concat method? No, adding two strings. Adding two strings is nothing but what? No, concatenation. This will perform that. Contains, content equals or some other copy value of something else like this. So many number of methods are available. More and more number of methods are available. Of course, about string class we have a separate session. There I will talk about much information about string components there. Don't worry for that. But as of now, my main concentration is on like what now? What exactly? API documentation. That's my main concentration. I'm not having any intention to discuss about string class right now. My intention is what? I want to show what exactly API documentation. Now this is what Java API documentation or not? This document is what? Java API documentation or not, which gives the complete description about the all variables and methods and classes and packages. Am I right or not? It gives the total information about our programming elements or not? Right, sir. How many sections are available here? No, 3 sections are available. What are the 3 sections here? No, first one is what? Package section. Second one is what? Classes or interfaces. Next one is what? Description. Description about these variables, methods, and everything is available. So this is what exactly the way to see that API documentation. Not only here. For example, I'm telling to you, guys, all of you observe carefully. For example, I'm telling to you, if you go for any company or if you are doing any practice, that means if you are preparing any project, if you go for any company where if you prepare any project, in the project, in the application development, do you have any clarity how many classes and how many interfaces we are using? And moreover, as per the application requirement, we have to write the code. Think a minute about it. In a company, no developer is having complete remembering of these classes and interfaces. Nobody will remember the total set of classes and total set of interfaces. In a Java 8 version, maybe 4,000 plus number of classes and interfaces are available. How it is possible for the developer to remember all? Is it possible to remember all class and interfaces? If anybody else is trying to remember all classes and interfaces, he's not the right person. He's totally a wrong person in Java. Think a minute about it. Nobody will remember all classes and interfaces. Understand what I'm telling there? That means what I'm telling there. But in Java development, what we have to do, no? Not required to remember anything, not required to mug up anything. But what we have to do, no? While preparing our application, if any requirement is available for you, that means if any new concept is coming, that means for example, I'm preparing an application. I want to perform some input and output operations. I want to do some input and output operations where I require some library. Then immediately what I have to do, I have to open this API documentation. I have to open this API documentation. Inside this API documentation, I already aware about it. That means which package is providing information about input and output classes. I already aware about this. That is java.io package. Then I'll go for java.io package. Inside the java.io package, so many classes are available. So many classes are available. By seeing the names of these classes, I can get some information. Okay, this class may be for this particular purpose. This class may be for this particular purpose. If I have any doubt about it, then what I will do, I will go for like java.io package. Then where I want to perform some input and output operations there. So here I have to go for buffered reader. Buffered reader. It means reading purpose only. Buffered reader. I will click on it. Then immediately I will read some information about this particular one. What is that information is available? Reads the text from a character, input to sim, some information. Okay, I can understand. Is this class is suitable for me or not? I will check it. If it is not suitable, then I'll go for next class. If it is suitable, then I'll down to the methods. Which method I require? How to create this particular object is available here. Then I will go for some methods. Which methods are available? Which constructs are available? Everything I can get information from this. Then I can use these methods and interfaces or maybe classes as part of my application development. Understand my point here? Even though in IT industry, in Java platform, even though person is having 20 years of experience, even that person is having 20 years of experience, still he was not remembered the total API of the Java. Even 25 years of experience in Java related IT experience now, but still he didn't remember that everything about Java. But what he able to do, when he has the requirement, just simply he will open API documentation. He will check for the required classes and interfaces, where he will check for the required methods and variables. Then after getting his required information, he will use that methods and all these things as part of his implementation. Understand my point here now? If it is a scenario when every developer went to the company, what is the first task when he entered into his system? When he open his system, what is the first task? No, simply he has to open API documentation. While implementing the program, if anything is required from him, he will check that API documentation. The required method is available, then he will take that method. He will use that method as part of his application development. That's it. This is API documentation. This is a predefined library. Predefined libraries API documentation that was already provided by Java. Just Google it. Java 10 version API documentation, type it. Automatically link will come. Just click on that link. Automatically it will be open for us. Okay, fine. Now tell me, this API documentation was provided by whom? Developer or Java vendor? Java vendor, Sun Microsystems or maybe Oracle Corporation. The Java vendor has provided this API documentation. Why? Because This API documentation gives the information about the Java predefined library. All Java predefined classes and interface and package about the Java predefined library, what API documentation is required, the total API documentation was provided. This is a predefined documentation. Am I right or not? But now you may ask a question to me. It's okay, sir. This is predefined implementation. That's okay. I understood. Is it possible for you to prepare API documentation in our own way for our program? Prepare a Java program. For our Java program, is it possible for you to prepare API documentation in your own hands? Think and give answer. Is it possible for you to prepare API documentation for our own program? Yes, it is possible. That's why we are having the tool Java Doc Tool. Because of that reason only we are having the tool is what? Java Doc Tool. Am I right or not? What is the purpose of Java Doc Tool? What's the purpose of Java Doc Tool? To prepare API documentation only. Am I right or not? To prepare API documentation explicitly only, Java Doc Tool is available. Get my point or not? Okay, shall we try for that? Can I prepare Java Doc Tool? Yeah, can I use the Java Doc Tool? Okay, just 2 minutes of time. Everybody has to put concentration here. This is predefined documentation, but I want to create my own API documentation for my own program. Right, so now let me do this particular one here. Let me minimize this now. Let me go for like what now? Here, I want to create a folder. This simple namesake. I want to prepare this namesake folder, or else maybe we have our own folder, guys. I think so. Right? Can you tell me what is our own folder there in a D drive? Java, D drive Java 830. Here I'm going to prepare some folder I want to prepare. Now this is part docs. Docs folder here I prepare. No, inside this docs folder I want to save my Java program. Let me save one Java program. Simple Java program I want to take as. What is this Java program here I want to prepare there? Very simple Java program here I want to prepare. File new Java. File new Java. All of you observe carefully. Now simply I want to take like what? No, not a tester. I want to take something else like what? No, employee. Now tell me, employee is a predefined class or user defined class? User defined class or predefined class? User defined class. So for user defined class, who is responsible to prepare API documentation? Developer is responsible for that or not? We are not going to have predefined API documentation for user defined classes. Predefined library contains predefined API documentation. Predefined API documentation is available for predefined library, not for user defined library. For user defined library, we have to take the responsibility of creating our own API documentation. Now let's try for this. But better what I am telling there, everything you should declare as what? No, public. Everything we have to declare as like what? No, public. Okay, now try to observe this clearly. Public class employee. Public class employee that we have taken. That's okay, good. Then what next one? Then after that, after taking these, now here public static void main, I don't require this. Main method I don't require this. Just leave this main method. Simple program. Now here about this employee here, what I want to take there, int envo, string e name. Then what next one here? Float e shall. Then what next one here? No, string eaddr. That's it. Only these details here I have taken. Variables. Let me declare all these variables as what? No, public. Why? Because I want to use them. Public int envo. Next one is I want to declare it as what? Public string e name. Then what next one here after that? Access modifiers, of course. Public float eaddr. Next one is like what? Public. What happened? Right, sir. Public string eaddr that I have taken. Next one is what? Then after that, I want to declare some methods. What methods can I want to declare here? Say for example, public void add method. Public void add employee. That's my requirement. If you want to add any employee, some parameters here we require. Int envo, comma, and string ename, comma, float e cell comma and string e addr that I have taken. Observe carefully. Some open and closed. Right, sir. Observe carefully. Now open and closed that I have taken. This is my method. Similarly, what method here I want to take? Next method would be like what now? Let me copy this. I want to perform search operation, search employee. This is add employee. Now here I want to perform like what? No, public void search. Search. If you want to search an employee, only employee number is sufficient. Primary key is sufficient or not to perform search operation. All the remaining things are not required. To search an employee, on the basis of employee number only I want to search. So employee number is sufficient. Then after that, I want to perform update employee. If you want to perform update employee, then what we have to do no? Just simply I want to go for like what no? Update. Update public void update. If you want to update an employee, all the details here we required. All the details here we required. That's okay, fine. Next one is I want to delete an employee from my database. If you want to delete an employee, here what we have to do there? Simply I want to write delete. If you want to delete an employee, here what we required here no? Just employee number is sufficient. Just what is sufficient here no? Employee number is sufficient. Not required to do anything. Guys. Now, not required to go for getters and setters in this case no, just a basic class to prepare API documentation I'm giving. Even I'm not preparing Java bean class, please remember this. Just it is a normal Java class with variables and methods. Let's observe this clearly. Observe carefully here what I am telling to you. Employee class I have taken. Next one is what? Variables I have taken. Then after what next one here no? Methods I have taken. Clear or not? Right, sir. Now let me save this one. Control yes. Control yes. I have to go for D drive. Inside the D drive, Java 830 docs is available. Inside this one only, I have to save my program. Employee.java. Employee.java. Clear. Let me click on enter button. Now tell me guys, where my program was saved actually? My program was saved at d:/Java 830/ docs. Inside this employee.java. Program is created or not? Program is available. Now if you want to check that, here we can observe this clearly. Employee.java. Yes sir, employee.java. Existed or not existed? Existed. Employee.java. Okay, fine. Now I want to prepare API documentation for this employee.java. What I want to prepare there? API documentation. So let me open command prompt. Let me open command prompt. In command prompt, go to the location where you saved your program. Now it was available in D drive or not? I saved my program in D drive or not? So D colon, automatically it will come to D drive. Inside the D drive, what that one can know? CD Java 830. CD space Java 830. Click on enter button. Now we are at Java 830. Inside the Java 830 docs folder is available. Am I right or not? CD, then what next one here no? Docs. Right, sir. Now here. Inside this only, here I saved my Java file. Am I right or not? Am I right or not? Right, sir. Now here, I want to not required to compile anything. Just I want to prepare Java documentation for the source code. So if you want to prepare documentation for source code, which tool we have to use? Come on, which tool we have to use? Java doc tool. Java doc tool here we have to use. Java doc space. What is my Java file actually? Employee.java. If I click on enter button now, Java doc. I'm not using Java C. I'm not using Java command. Directly I'm using Java doc command. Space employee.java. Okay. If I click on enter button with this, what will happen there actually? If I click on enter button with this, what will happen there? No. Right. First Java doc tool will search for employee.java in the current location. If it is not available, it will give some error message. If it is available, then Java doc tool will read employee.java and it will read the total content of the employee.java. Then it will prepare API documentation for the programming elements of employee.java in the form of HTML files. The total documentation of this employee.java will be provided in the form of which files? No, HTML files. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? In the form of HTML files here, we are getting API documentation. Now, can I click on enter button here? Click on enter button. I clicked on enter button. I clicked on enter button. Please read that information what we are getting there. Everybody, read that information here. What we are getting, sir. Now, tell me. Here, what we are getting there, generating HTML files or not? Generating HTML files or not? Everybody has to check this. Generating HTML files. So, what's the meaning of it now? Generating HTML files in the sense, what's the meaning of it now? What's the meaning of it now? API documentation was created in the form of HTML file or not? API documentation was created in the form of HTML file or not? Everybody has to understand this clearly. Yes, that API documentation was created in the form of HTML file. Just out of all these HTML files, all these are supported files internally, but the main file is what? What is this main file actually? Employee.html. Employee.html contains that the API documentation for our class employee, for our employee.java. So let me open that employee.html file here. Let me open that employee.html. Go for the location here. Inside this location, employee.html is available. This is what employee.html. Just double click on it. Double click on this employee.html. Now here we are getting that HTML file or not? You can observe this clearly. Here we are getting that HTML file or not? Now the same description is available or not? Moreover, in my employee.java, how many classes are available? Only one class is available. Observe carefully. So about that class here, we are getting the description or not? I have not used any package. I have not used any separate other classes now. Only one class. That's why we are not getting three parts here in our API documentation. Only one part we are getting. Why? Because we have used only one class. Got my point or not? Now what is this class now? What is this class here now? Class employee. Okay, object class and super class. That's okay, fine. Next one is what here? What we are getting there now? Tell me what is this actually? Fields. Fields in the sense variables. How many variables we declared in our class employee? Now tell me, guys. What variables here we declared in our class employee? Now tell me here. What variables we declared here? Now tell me. Right, sir. ENO, ENAME, ESAL, and EADD here. Am I right or not? These many variables here we declared. That's okay, fine. Next one is after that constructors. Have I taken any constructor? Actually, I have not declared constructor, but by default one constructor will come. I have not declared any constructor, but by default one constructor will come. That's okay. Leave it. That constructor here we are getting. Then what next one here we are getting, sir? Method summary here we are getting or not? All methods, instance methods and concrete methods. Method summary here we are getting. Now check it. How many methods are I declared there? How many methods I declared in my class employee? 4 methods. What are these 4 methods I declared there? Add, then what next one here? Search, update, and delete. Order may be anything. Order may be anything in alphabetical order, maybe somewhere else. It able to provide list out all the methods here. So here we can see easily add, delete, search, update. All these methods here I provided. Yes, sir, got it or not? But of course, I have not added any description. I have not added any description so that here we are not getting any description. Is my point is clear or not? Okay, fine. Now, let me do some work here. Just observe carefully here. This API documentation, observe carefully. Individual variables information, just only declarative part here we are getting. Public int env, public string ename, public float esal, EADD, that we are getting. Constructor. Next one is what? Add, search, update, delete. Only information. What we declared, that information here we are getting on our screen. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Am I right or not? Okay, fine. Now listen carefully. Let me have some work on my program. Once again, I will generate this documentation. Try to observe this, what is going to be happen. Okay, observe this clearly, what I'm trying to say. Everybody, understand this. This is API documentation. Let me close it. I want to delete everything here except employee.java. All the documents, whatever the documentation here we created, I want to delete them. Gone. Employee.java file is remaining. Okay, let me open this employee.java file. This I opened. All of you observe carefully. What is this actually? Single line comment. It represents employee number. Understand what I'm telling to you clearly. copy. What is this actually? But in multi-line comment, we should not include this. What is this actually? Multi-line comment. It represents what, for example, employee name. Multi-line comment. Of course, in multi-line comment, single line also we can provide. Just for our clarity purpose, I'm writing. Okay, fine. So next one is after that, employee salary. Single line comment again. Okay. Now this time here it is like what? No, employee address. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Next one is observe carefully. Yes. Now here, what I specified here, no, what is this comment actually? What is this comment? No, documentation comment. Am I right or not? Okay. It able to add. It able to add employee to database. One point. Of course, if you want to include some HTML tags, no, we can use HTML tags. What is this HTML tag actually? Header tag or not? Font, related font header, H1, topmost header. Next one is what? Then after that, I want to use. Then you should understand thing. Every line should start with what? Star. Next one is what here? What I am telling there. And for example, at the rate, I want to specify like what? No, not like other guys. Now observe carefully. I want to be specify before the class itself here. I have to specify this information. But now here, what I want to be specify here, and the star, right? Star, then H1 here. What I want to specify, able to add employee to database. That's okay. Next one is similarly here. I want to perform the same thing. Copy, and of course here I want to remove this space also. If you want to provide space, then we have to use like what? No, star. Let me copy this. I want to provide the same thing in the above like what? No, search method also here I want to provide above search method. It able to search. It able to search employee from database. From database, it able to search an employee. It able to search an employee from database. Database on what? No, employee number. Right, sir. Next one here, what we have to think about it, what we have to provide there. Here we have to provide some other information. What is that other information here? No, update. It able to update employee. It able to update employee in a database. Okay. Then what next one here? Then after that, now tell me, last one is what? No, delete operation. Okay. It able to delete employee from database. Just some information, sir. So here my intention is what? Listen carefully. I'm going to show the importance of documentation comment. I'm going to show the importance of documentation comment. Try to understand this clearly. Now tell me guys, file name is what? Employee.java or not? File name is what? Employee.java or not? Now here we can observe this clearly. Here which comments I'm using before the class? Which comments here we are using before the class? Documentation comment here I am using. Now try to recognize this. Here what I'm telling there, at the rate other, just I want to specify like what? On Nagoor Babu. Then what next one here? At the rate version, something else here we can use 1.0. Then at the rate since let me check once. Since something else like what? No, right, sir. Now here 2021 something else. That information I given that. Okay. So Overall, I prepared a Java program. Inside my Java program, I have used all three types of comments. I have used what? All three types of comments I have used. Am I right or not? Which comments I have used? Single line comment, multi-line comment, documentation comment. All the three types of comments I have used. I saved it. Now I'm trying to prepare documentation for it. Before preparing documentation, now try to check it. All HTML files are deleted or not? No HTML file is existed at present now. Now again I want to prepare documentation. Guys, now tell me how it is possible to prepare documentation. Now tell me how it is possible to prepare documentation. Any idea? Come on, documentation. What is the command here we have to use? What is the command here we have to use? Java doc space what next one? Employee dot Java. Employee dot Java. Java doc space employee dot Java. Next one is what? I have to click on enter button. Let me click on enter button here. No, some errors here we are getting there. No, right. Just give a minute of time. Some changes here we have to provide. Where we have to provide star. Okay, just wait. Oh, let me save this and let me do again the same process here. Of course, some HTML files are generated already, but anyway, not required. Again here I want to go for it. Now let me java.employee.java. Still some errors. At the rate symbol not required. Unknown tag other. One minute. One minute. Right. Anyway, do one thing. For time being, once again, I will check this tax information I will provide to you later on. Don't worry. Why? Because something else I have to do that I will discuss with you later on. Don't worry for that. At the rate symbol space is required or not. Let me check once here. Let me delete this part here. Remaining part here I want to show. Don't worry for that. Okay. In the remaining part, what I am telling there, again here, I deleted that. Try to regenerate the documentation again here. Some problems are coming, then don't worry for that. Some warning message we are getting, don't worry for that. Okay, fine, leave this one. Now let me open the documentation clearly. Employee.java, double click on it. Here we are getting it. Okay, fine. Tell me overall how many comments I have used in our program. Now tell me how many documents can we provided, sir. Now tell me how many comments can we provided. Three types of comments are specified or not? Single line comment or multi-line comment, all the things here we provided. Am I right or not? 1 minute, guys. Let me check now. I think so. There is a problem with the colon. I think so. I have to check once anyway. Let me check with colon. I want to show even that one also. 1 minute. Wait. Let me check since. Right. Let me use this. Why? Because I want to even show that one also. After saving that, once again, I want to generate this document. Don't worry. Okay, fine. Let me open it. Employee.java. Right, sir. Now check this one. Here we are getting some information. What's that information here we are getting, sir? Now tell me. What we are getting that since, but previously we are not getting this. Am I right or not? Now we are getting it. Am I right or not? Okay, since the date here we are getting, that's okay. 12/12/2021. That's okay, fine. Next one is any other information you are getting. Let me check it. So variables are declared. Have you seen any message at variables? Can now check it now. What message I specified here? It represents employee number. It represents employee name. It represents employee salary. It represents employee address. All the details here we are getting or not? Everybody has to understand this. Now in the documentation, let me check it now. What we are getting in the documentation here, have we got any details about these variables? That means I specified some description with a single line comment. Is that single line comment is included inside the documentation? Tell me, single line comments are available or not available here? Not available. Only date we are getting. That is since we are getting other and information. Let me check it. Later I will check it. That's okay, fine. Next one is, all right, sir. Constructors, I have not specified that. Okay, fine. Now tell me, single line comments and multi-line comments both are included along with variables, but their information is not visible. Let me check at bottom here. Here also be variables are provided separately. Have you seen any information about the single line comment and multi-line comment? No, single line and multi-line comments are not specified, not included. Clear or not? But where I specified documentation comments, actually documentation comments are specified for add method or not? Documentation comment is specified for add method or not? And for search method, documentation comment is provided or not? Next one is for update method, documentation comment is provided or not? For delete method, documentation comment is provided or not? Now I want to check whether this documentation comments are included inside the API documentation or not. Let me check it. Now here I want to go for like what no documentation. Now guys, observe carefully. Now here what we are saying there. All right, sir. What is this method? Add method. What I provided the information, guys. Now check it now. Description is coming or not? Description is coming or not? Next one is what? Delete. It able to delete employee from database. Search method. It able to search an employee from database. Update method. It able to update employee in a database. All the details we are getting or not? Not only that, might be if you go for this methods information, here we are getting the details or not? Description we are getting or not? Description here we are getting or not? Understand clearly? Now I want to go for conclusion. What is my conclusion there? In our Java file, if you provide description by using single line comment, multi-line comment, and documentation comment, which commented data will be included in API documentation if you prepare it by using Java doc command. If you prepare API documentation with the Java doc command, which commented data will be included inside the API documentation? That's my question. Single line comment, multi-line comment, documentation comment data is specified in my Java program. Out of these three comments data, which comments data is included inside the API documentation? That's my question. Documentation comment data is only be included inside the API documentation. Single line comment, multi-line comment data will not be included inside the API documentation. Is my point is clear or not? Clear or not? Right, this is an interview question. Maybe in the future you may get this type of question. Then interviewer may ask a question to you. What is API documentation? Question number 1. Your answer should be what is a document. It may be a text file, or it may be a notepad, or it may be a document file, it may be an HTML file, it may be PDF file, anything. It will provide the complete description of the programming elements which we have used in our program. Question number 1. How it is possible to prepare API documentation? In 2 ways we can prepare API documentation. One is like what? No, manually. Second one is by using Java doc tool. Manual approach is toughest part. No developer will take that much of risk. Okay, leave this one. Then we have to go for like what? Automatic generation. What is that automatic generation? Use Java doc tool to prepare API documentation. For that, what we have to do? Prepare Java program first. Prepare what? Java program first. Save the Java program in our file in a location. Then what next one? Open the command prompt where we have to use Java doc command space file name dot Java. If you provide that automatically, Java doc tool will prepare API documentation in the form of what? HTML file. All right. If you open that, where the declarative information about all the variables, methods, classes, interface, and everything, we are able to see inside that API documentation. Here, that interview question is what? Interview question is what? Out of all 3 types of comments, which commented data will be included in the API documentation, which was generated by using Java doc tool? Answer for that question is what? Only documentation comment. Only documentation comment. Yes, sir. Only documentation commented data will come inside like what? No, API documentation. Yes, sir. All the points are clear or not? All points are clear or not? Right, so now let me have some small information here, what we specified here clearly. All right, sir. Java, to prepare API documentation in the form of HTML file in simple way, we have to use a separate internal tool like what? No, Java doc. That's okay, fine. How to use Java doc tool here? How to use that one here? No. All right, sir. If you require that information, I'll give that information clearly. Example here, I'm telling to you how to use the Java doc tool. To use, that means to prepare API documentation, or simply here we can use like what? No, Java doc space we can use like what, not tester.java as of now. That means utilization. If we use like this, automatic documentation will be created. Example I'm telling there, and I'm telling to you not to prepare this example, not to practice this example, just information. Why? Because if you want to execute this example, you need Java software in our computer. So far I have not given any information how to install Java software. Just for our clarity purpose, I am showing this total content. Don't worry for that. Not required to practice this example also. When I install Java software inside the class, then you can practice that. But otherwise, you are not going to get the Java doc tool. Java doc tool will come when we install Java software. If you are not installing Java software, no chances of getting Java doc tool. Understand theoretically, but once you install Java software, there we are able to use that. Now let me go for this. Now example here I'm telling there. What's that example code here? I want to specify d:/. Java 830/ where docs folder I prepared, where I specify like what, no, employee.java. In the document I'm giving everything. Don't worry, I'll share this document, but let me wait 1 or 2 days of time. I'll share this document also to you. Just I'm preparing this total documentation clearly. Let me copy this here. I want to copy this total code. Then after that, on command prompt here, what we have to do there? On command prompt, what we have to do there? We have to go for which location there? d:/Java 830/ then what next one here? Docs. Then inside this, then what we have to do there? What is the command here? Java doc space employee.java. Then what it able to generate, sir? Here we can observe this clearly. It will generate employee.html and some other supported HTML files. Then what we have to do there? Open. Then what next one here? No, employee.html. Just we have to open employee.html. That's enough. Automatically we'll see the documentation. Now here I'm going to give one interview question. What is that interview question here? What is that interview question? From all the three types of comments, what are the three types of comments, guys? Now tell me. Single line, then what next one here? No, multi-line, and what next one here? No, documentation comments. From all the three types of comments, what is my question here? Which commented data will be included in Java documentation which is prepared by using Java doc tool. This is my question. Is my question is clear or not? From all the three types of comments, single, multi-line, and documentation comments, which commented data will be included in the Java documentation which we prepared by using Java doc tool. Answer for this question is what? What is that answer again? No, only documentation commented data will be included in Java API documentation which we created from Java doc tool. That's it. Then what is the point here? No, what is the note kind of point I'm telling? Clarity purpose. What is the point I'm telling there? Single line comments and multi-line comments data will not be included in Java API documentation which we created from Java doc tool. That's the conclusion, guys. If anybody is giving clarity, if anybody is asking this type of question, there we have to answer for this question clearly. Right, sir? All right, sir. Finally, here what we prepared here, which comments here we prepared there? Now tell me. Only, that means which comments are included here? No, documentation comments only here we have to include. Other comments are not going to be included. But if you want to include that other comments data in the Java file, no, in the API documentation, no, there we have to go for annotations. There is a separate topic, annotations. There I will discuss about it. But as of now, this is what exactly the meaning of like what, no, API documentation and Java doc tool. Sir, still I'm Not getting confirmation from your side. Are you getting clarity up to these concepts now? Today, tell me where I started the content. Right. Let me ask some questions to all of you guys. Now we have to answer for these questions. Everybody has to respond for my questions now. Let me ask some questions today. Can you define comment? What is comment? Can you define? I think I have not written the statement actually. What is comment? I have not defined the statement. No, no, try to understand this clearly. Here, I want to write the comment also. Comment is an unexecutable part in Java applications or Java programs. What is this? Comment is what? Unexecutable part. Not parsed, not executable, unexecutable part in Java application. That's okay. How many types of comments are available? Three types of comments. What are the three types of comments now? Single line comment, multi-line comment, and documentation comment. That's okay, fine. Next one is, what is single line comment here? It allows the description in a single line. Syntax is what? To forward slashes and description. And example I given, that's okay, fine. Next one is, what is multi-line comment? It allows the complete description in more than one line. What is the syntax for it now? Slash star, lines of description, and a star slash. Example also I given. Next one is documentation comment. What is the documentation comment? It allows the complete description more than one page. What is the syntax here now? Slash double star, and ending point is one star slash. But in between that, what we have to write? Every line must start with what? Star. Every line must start with a star. That's okay, fine. Example also I given some example here. That in that example here, what I have to provide the changes here, what changes are available here, and all letters are lowercase letters. Then what next one here? Colon is required or not required? Not required. Just we have to remove that colon. Here also we have to remove that colon. Remaining data here we can provide. That's okay, fine. Stars. I forgot to specify stars here. Right, sir. We have to write it clearly without having any mistake here. We have to write. Next one is watch and star. That's okay, fine. Some information here we provide. Leave it. All right, sir. Then what next one here? In general, we will use documentation comments to prepare what? API documentation. What is API documentation actually? API documentation is an HTML file or a text file or a doc file or PDF file. It includes the complete description about our programming elements. What are these programming elements like? Variables, methods, classes, and abstract class and interfaces, and so on. Next one, to prepare API documentation in the form of HTML file in a simplified way, we have to use what? A separate internal tool like what now? Java doc. How to use the Java doc actually? Java doc space what next one? File name test.java. Which file documentation we want to create, that we have to prepare. Right, sir. Next one is I given some example here. This is practice example, but don't practice immediately. Whenever I'm installing Java software in my system, then only we can practice this example. Right, sir. Some example I've given. Employee.java taken, and some information here I've taken here. Okay, fine. Coding part. Inside this code, what I included: single line comment, multi-line comment, and documentation comment. Everything I included here. Program I prepared. Then after that, on command prompt, I've used Java doc space employee.java. It will generate employee.html and some other supported files are generated here. That's okay. Open employee.html and see the API documentation. Right, sir. Open HTML and see the API documentation. That's okay, fine. Right, sir. One interview question here. What was that interview question? Out of all the three comments, no, which commented data will be included inside the API documentation, which we generated from Java doc.jl? What's the answer here now? Only documentation commented data. Only documentation commented data will be included in Java API documentation, which we created from Java doc.jl. What is the clarity I given there? Only documentation commented data in the sense single line comment and multi-line commented data will not be included in the Java API documentation, which we generated from Java doc.jl. So this is what exactly the information I provided. Am I right or not? Listen carefully. One more small point here. What's the time now actually? One question, small question, listen carefully. In Java applications, guys, we have a separate topic like annotations that I will discuss separately, but let me give one point here. In Java applications, to provide description, we are able to use, that means to provide description, JDK 1.5 version, has provided a new feature, that is annotations. Come on guys, now what I specified there clearly, in Java applications to provide description, JDK 1.5, that means Java 1.5 version. JDK 1.5 in the sense Java 1.5 version has provided a new feature. That means in 1.5 version a new feature was introduced. What is that new feature? Can know? Annotations. Observe carefully. Then immediately we have a question. What is this question actually? Listen carefully. In Java applications, everybody has to understand this. To provide a description in Java applications, to provide description, we have already comments. Three types of comments are existed here, not even like single one. Already we have comments. Now, what is my question here? Already we have comments. Then, what is the requirement to use annotations? This question definitely will come. You said to us, in Java applications, to provide a description, to provide some information or metadata inside the Java program, if you want to provide some description, JDK 1.5 version has provided a new feature. What is that new feature there? What was that new feature? Annotations. What is that feature there? Annotations. If you give this information, immediately we have a question. What is that question there? Already we have seen comments to provide description. Then what is the requirement to go for annotations? What is the requirement to use annotations? Question or not? Right, sir. Now, to understand this particular question, to give answer for this particular question, I need nearly half an hour of time. Half an hour of time I require to understand this particular question. Then only we are able to understand clearly this content here. So, tomorrow we'll plan for this particular question. This question and next one more question, XML versus annotations. Then by the comment section will be completed. Then after that we'll move for next sections. That I'm planning there. Tomorrow class is very, very important. How much importance is available for today's class and tomorrow also the same important class is available, then everybody has to understand this. That is one thing. And one more point, please listen carefully. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I'm going to start a new core Java batch. If any of your friends wants to come for that class there, let them to come for demo class. Invite them to come for demo class at 10 o'clock, 10 to 11:30. I'm planning for this core Java. Right, sir. Tomorrow is only introductory class, just orientation class I'm going to take. If all of you are interested, you can attend for that. If you are not interested, just it's okay, leave it, not required. But anyway, after 1 or 2 days of time, I will start Java history. Then I will start differences between Java and others. If any of you require the differences there, again, you can attend for the classes later on. But tomorrow, just an introduction class here. Just I'm going to take some Java orientation. If you are interested, you can sit. No problem for that. At 10 to 11:30, I'm going to take that session. Okay, answer my point here. So if you want to sit inside the class, we can sit here itself. Don't worry for that. Okay, fine. Right, sir. That's it for our. And one more thing, provide soft copy for online people, definitely. Then one is Spring Batch. There, sir, when it will start. See, one thing I'm telling that those who are in full stack, in a step by step only, we are going to take the courses, not in a hurry manner. Today is like what core Java I'm taking. At least we have to spend some time with core Java. After that, I will might be some other trainer will start Oracle classes. Some other trainer will start like what no UI technologies. Answer my point, parallel these classes are going on. But when you complete object orientation in Java, then I will start advanced Java. It may take nearly 40 to 45 days of time, damn sure. When I complete object orientation on 1 or 2 topics, then only I will start the advanced Java. Why? Because you will not understand advanced Java without completing object orientation. Understand my point, Kenu? Okay. At what time we are expecting that advanced Java? I will expect this advanced Java. You will expect this advanced Java morning 7 o'clock, 7 to 8:30 slot I fixed for advanced Java. But when it will be, after completion of OOPS concepts and exception handling, one or two topics, if I complete, then only you are eligible to understand advanced Java. Don't hurry for it. Why? Because every day people are coming to me, they're asking to me, sir, when you are going to start advanced Java? When you are going to start web services now? Wait, I'm here to discuss every content. Don't worry for that. And moreover, spring class, I will take spring classes. I will take in the sequence. I need to complete core Java, then I need to complete advanced Java, then after that I have to take Hibernate class. After this Hibernate only I have to start Spring Boot microservices. Otherwise you will not understand anything. 7 to 8:30 and 8:30 to 10. These two sessions I assigned for what purpose there? Only Java stream. 10 to 11:30 and 11:30 to 12 I assigned. 11:30 to 1 I assigned for what? Other non-Java content going on. All of them are going in at morning sessions clearly. Or else it is not mandated to attend in these sessions only. Morning 7 o'clock to night 9 o'clock classes are going to be start. If you are not following my schedule, morning 7 to night 9 o'clock all classes are going on. At which time you are comfortable, at that time when the batches are going to be start, then you can attend for it. I give that flexibility also. Think about it. Not mandated to come only in this particular schedule. For example, at evening you are comfortable. You want to join for UI technology at evening. Yes, go and join with that. It's going on. Permission is available for you. For those who are in packages now. Not mandated to come only in this particular schedule. But as per my responsibility, I'll give a simple roadmap, simple schedule for all. But what I'm telling there, you can go for at any of your schedule when batches are going to be started. That flexibility is also available for you. In your comfortable time, you can attend for the classes. That's one point here, what I'm telling there. Okay, understand it clearly. Next, one more thing. And one more small suggestion, guys. I'm telling there. And then as I observed in outside also might be in at our office also there. With only core Java, nothing is going to be happen. No changes in our life. No changes in our job. What I'm telling there, getting job. With only core Java, we can't do anything. Definitely, we require frameworks. Minimum frameworks we require. Minimum frameworks we require. Up to Spring Boot microservice and web services we require if you want to get job at Java site. But nowadays, every company is asking about full stack Java developer. Think about this point. Full stack is getting very, very, very good demand in outside. In our resume, full stack developer option is available. Interviewer will be interested for your resume. He will ask questions on that from your resume. Definitely, if you are giving answers for that questions, then definitely you will be selected. That means more demand is available for full stack developer. Because of that reason only we are conducting these full stack developer courses. So those who are in core Java only join for core Java without having awareness. If you want to convert into from core Java to packages now, better to go for our office and talk with Bobby sir, and he will convert it without having any extra charges. He will convert our package from core Java to other. That means basic package might be still the time is I'm giving there. You can convert it. Understand my point, Keno? Why? Because without having awareness, you might be selected only core Java. Of course, still you want to continue with core Java, I'm happy, no problem for that, no force. But the point is what full stack Java developer is getting very good demand in outside. Then plan for it better. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, definitely everybody has to complete the total full stack. There inside this full stack, you are going to get the courses like what? All Java stream we are able to get, total US stream we are able to get, testing tools we are getting, and more importantly, DevOps total stream we are getting. So you may get the opportunities from Java, from DevOps, from testing tools, from UI technologies. All together, again, we are going to get one more chance of getting job. Understand my point, Kero? In 4 or 5 years, we are able to get the job. So your success rate will be sure 100% if you complete full stack. Because of that reason, I'm suggesting to you to go for like what now? Full stack classes. This is one point here. Next one is next month 12th. Next month 12th, I'm planning for framework, Java frameworks. That is not for your batch. That one also I'm confirming now. Why? Because some of you may come for the demo class there. That is not for you. If you want to come and see the demo class, you can see that. But don't continue with that. Within 10 days of time or 15 days of time, I'm going to start Java framework. The Java framework for some other people. Previous batch people, I'm going to start the Java framework, not for you. When frameworks will come, when Hibernate Spring batches will come there, When you complete core Java and advanced Java totally, then only you are eligible to attend for frameworks classes. I'll give that schedule to you. Don't worry. In the classroom, everything I will discuss with you. Still, as per my schedule, your Oracle is not yet started. Your UI technologies are not yet started. Of course, some of you are attending already. Oracle, let it. You can continue with that. Don't worry for that. But when the remaining classes are going to be started, then you can go for it. But definitely for your class, I will arrange one separate Oracle batch and I will arrange one separate UI batch. I will monitor that. Until that, you have to wait for that. Or else, you want to continue with that, you can continue. At some other schedule, some other courses will come, then you can plan for it. Don't worry. Here, everything is flexible. As per our schedule, we can follow. Otherwise, follow my schedule. Then we are able to complete our courses in optimistic manner. Just got it or not? What I'm telling you. That's all, guys. That's all for it. And tomorrow we'll continue the remaining part. Don't miss the tomorrow's class. You can come for this. And at 10 o'clock, new core Java batch. I'm starting core Java and as well as full stack. And try to attend for it if you require that. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Guys, and those who are in online, yes, that confirmed, guys, that the packages and everything is confirmed. Today, Bhavani will send a mail to everybody, just so you can check with that. Okay, that packages are confirmed there. That the full stack is confirmed there. Then and Bhavani will send a mail to everybody. Bhavani will talk with you regarding that. Just so you can check with that, and we can continue with that. Yeah. Yeah, and online full stack batches are started, guys. Full stack roadmap and everything I given clearly. I said to the Bhavani, and Bhavani will take care about the total. Just so you can call to Bhavani and you can ask to Bhavani everything. Yeah, Spring and everything, full stack, total full stack. Core Java, Advanced Java, Hibernate, Spring, Spring Boot, microservices and web services. Next, UI technologies, Angular or React. Next one is what? Testing tools and DevOps, and everything will be covered inside the full stack. Those who are waiting for full stack, just we can talk with Bhavani and she will give more clarity for you. Not 6 a.m. IST Advanced Java. Advanced Java will be at 7 to 8:30 morning. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, hello. It's okay. It was scheduled. Just we can talk with Bhavani and she will give guidelines to you regarding that. Yeah, Ravi, at morning sessions, I'm planning for that. Don't worry. Yeah, hello. Thanks. Full stack course duration, maybe it may take 6 to 7 months of time. Yeah, 6 to 7 months of time. That courses has to be conducted in parallel. Parallel in the sense and step by step as per the plan. Okay. How to contact Bhavani, and Bhavani will be available in this number. 1 minute, guys. I'll give that numbers also. Two numbers are available. I'll give that numbers also there. Wait, guys, and she'll be available. She will be available. Just wait 1 minute. Mm, 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. Huh. Guys, I'll give some number. 889777117799. This is one number, or we can go for another number that will be 8885252627. Thank you, Ravi. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Christopher. Thanks a lot. 1 minute, yes. First number 8897771179. 88977711. 1 minute. Here one number. Yes, exactly. Guys, now these two numbers. Then where contact person is what? Bhavani. Bhavani, she'll be available for you. Just you can check with her. Then total full stack roadmap is given, already given to her, and she will give much clarity on it. We can go for it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Abhinash. Thank you. Thanks a lot. ఒకసారి నీకు చూపిస్తారా నీకు క్లాస్ మధ్య అయిపోయింది బాబు మొత్తం అది నాకు రైట్స్ అన్ని పోయి నా స్క్రీన్ డిస్ప్లే అవ్వట్లేదు అక్కడ నీది డిస్ప్లే అయింది నీది వస్తుంది ఇట్లా అందుకని చూడాలి రైట్ guys, anything else? Please confirm to me. Anything else, guys? Shall we meet on tomorrow? Right. Good. Lakshmi, then already package and everything is available. Just one time talk with Bhavani and she will give more clarity. Okay. Right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, guys. And tomorrow we'll meet and tomorrow we'll see the remaining content. Thank you. Thanks a lot.